On New Year's Day, Flanders skillfully completed his tax return. He was always the first to arrive at the post office to mail his tax forms. Most citizens only hurried to line up and file their taxes on the deadline day. But Homer scoffed at these people, claiming he had already paid his taxes a year ago. Lisa reminded Homer that those were last year's taxes he still needed to file again this year.
Marge, how many kids do we have?
Homer stuffed a pile of tax forms haphazardly into an envelope, sealed it with tape, then rushed to the post office at top speed.
If I don't see it, it's not illegal.
Just seconds before the post office closed, Homer accurately dropped his letter into the mailbox. However, when the mail carrier was sorting the mail, Homer's letter accidentally fell into a pile that required strict inspection. Soon after, FBI agents burst into the bar and arrested Homer, who was completely unprepared.
How about you, boy? One wish.
The agents warned Homer that his tax issues had been flagged by computer analysis. It turned out the FBI wanted Homer to work as an undercover agent. They strapped a recording device to Homer's belly and sent him to infiltrate his circle of friends to expose their illegal activities. Just then, someone mentioned his militia plan to attack government officials. Later, Homer pretended to feed ducks in the park and handed over the recording to the agent, but the agent immediately assigned Homer an even more difficult task. The agent led Homer into a photo studio and told him to go inside. The place was actually a secret base. When the two sides exchanged code words, Homer even had to cover his ears. This recording contained the nation's highest state secrets. In 1945, when European countries were rebuilding after the war, President Truman promised to issue banknotes with a face value of up to $1 trillion US, the largest denomination in history. Burns was tasked with transporting this batch of currency, but the money never reached Europe. The agents firmly believed the money was still hidden in Burns' house, so they planned to have Homer sneak in and retrieve it, warning him to keep everything he saw strictly confidential. That night, while Smithers was out, Homer snuck into Burns' mansion. He rang the doorbell, and Burns answered. Burns didn't recognize Homer and tried to set his vicious dog on him to chase him away, but the dog never appeared, so Burns had no choice but to invite Homer inside for tea. Burns pretended to boil water, then splashed it on Homer.
Still cold.
Let me get you a towel.
Taking the opportunity, Homer searched everywhere for the banknotes but found nothing. At that moment, Burns walked in and asked what he was doing. Panicked and unable to explain himself, Homer prepared to swallow a suicide pill, yet Burns mistakenly took him for a journalist and even showed him around his art collection. Next, Homer spotted a statue. The money was hidden inside it, but it was just a decorative prop. The real money had been hidden on Burns' person the entire time. FBI agents suddenly burst in and arrested Burns on charges of grand theft.
I'm not the thief, but Dominic's. Every year you make hardworking Joes like my reporter friend here pay income taxes.
Yeah, he's right.
Homer took the chance to yank the rug out from under two agents, tripping them up.
Huh, take that, Uncle Sam!